racetrack again this year. You can see from the window stickers he's been going a few years. That's a fun little street car he built. It's got a 455 in it, iron heads, Victor intake manifold with a quick fuel 1050 or 1000 CFM carburetor, 4150. Got a solid flat tappet cam in it, Ford 9-inch rear end with a 370 gear. We haven't really weighed the car, but these cars weigh somewhere around 4,000 to 4,200 pounds. And through the exhaust on DOT tires, the way he drives it to the track, I think the best he's run so far has been 1170, like 1172. Takes us about an hour, and I don't know, what is about an hour and 20 minutes to get to Norwalk from your house? Yeah, so about an hour and 20 minute drive. Pops is he's the GOAT. He's the original. He's the one that got me started in ponchos. Now my boy's into it, my nephew's into it, my brother's into it, we're all into Pontiacs. My nephew Luke's up there this weekend. He's over him and my brother Paul are already at the track, and Luke's racing my wife Cindy's 06 GTO. Never been at the track before in a car. He's only 16 years old, so he's this is his first time to the track, and he ran I believe a 1360 with the car, which is pretty good. My wife Cindy's best has been a 1340 something, I think a 42 or 46. Thank you, Terrence. We will, buddy. Thank you. I know the video's a little shaky. Sorry about that, guys. The roads are all tore up out here. If you live in Ohio, you know what we're talking about. This thing cruises, I don't know, a little over 3,000 RPM. That's pretty cool. With a 370 gear. It's got about a 20, I think it's a 27-inch tall tire on it. It's an L60. Or 275/60, I should say. Old school's L60. Sorry, guys. This thing just hums along. Purrs like a kitten. Runs nice and cool. We're keeping up with traffic. I don't know what we're running. Probably at least 60 mile an want to stop and go, or you can go out straight out 224, and it's a pretty nice easy ride, about 60 mile an hour. I think speed limit's 55, but we typically run a little better than that. Got black bumpers on it. People love the look of this car. Kind of looks like the Batmobile, we call it. This car gets a lot of attention. When my dad comes out to visit me at the shop, parks it out in the parking lot, people love to look at this car. Alright, so now we're going to take you through Barberton. Kenmore first, and then Barberton. Barberton, this is kind of the freeway that kind of runs through Barberton right through here. 84. He ain't doing too bad for 84. He's gonna have fun today. But anyhow, we built that. That was my first engine I ever built, and of course it was a Pontiac engine. And that car, with me not really knowing what I was doing, I think the best I ever ran with that engine in that car was a 1360. Now that was back in the day when we did not have sticky tires. I had a, some of you guys will relate to this, I had an M50, which is a pretty big tire because I had fender flares on the car. But it was a bias ply tire, and so, but it was wide, it was probably 12, 13 inch wide tire. But I ran 1360s through the exhaust on an M50 bias ply tire back then, driving it to the racetrack. And that thing got incredibly good fuel economy too. I think it was getting well over 20 miles a gallon. What we do is go straight out to 224, and it's basically a straight shot over to Norwalk. I don't remember what route it is, 60 or 61 we pick up, go north, and take that up to 18 and hang a left, and the racetrack's down, I don't know, 10 or 15 miles on the right then. This is a 69 Grand Prix. Beautiful Texas car, rust free car. Matt's Broberg, he's from Sweden, are you from? Matt's bought several parts from me for a build. He's into Ram Air 5 stuff. How's the highways compared here to where you're at, Matt's? too. That's through the exhaust on DOTs. It's I think he's got a Mickey Thompson drag radial on the back of that car. It's a really cool car. It's a Texas car, and it has most of its original paint still. So it's got really good patina. My brother Paul's not going to paint it. He's going to leave it the way it is. Going to do the interior of it and under the hood and get the trunk detailed, but he's not going to paint it. Which I think it's cool looking the way it is. He doesn't need to paint it. still moves the vehicle. So the only time you really notice the stall is whenever you hammer the throttle and put full load under it. Then it'll flash to whatever the stall speed is. Or if you have a trans brake, you can set the trans brake and apply the throttle, and you can see what the stall speed is. But under normal driving conditions, yeah, I mean, you hardly can tell that it has a stall converter in it, unless you got a really big converter. You get into the race converters, yeah, you can actually hear those guys at the racetrack. That stall converter's slipping pretty hard. But for the street guys, for 3,500, 3,800, even a 4,000 stall is not bad. Something else I don't think you guys realize too is the factory, like some of the, like the S10s in Vegas, the stall converters were actually 2,800 RPM. Getting a few new comments here. Let's see. Let's see. Luke, go clean Aunt Sydney's car and behave yourself. We don't need dumb comments. Eddie Page wants us to put the pedal to the metal. You want to see how quick you can get to Norwalk. Everybody coming on here, commenting and watching what we're doing here. set of heads. My dad had a buddy that found a bunch of heads at a machine shop that had been reconditioned, and at the time I thought it was a better cylinder head, but it turns out it was pretty much the same thing I had on the car. But anyways, my wife of 42 years now, Cindy, was my girlfriend at the time, and it was winter time, and I don't remember, it was December or January, and I had these cylinder heads, and I had to have them on the car. Couldn't wait. So, and my dad didn't have a garage back then, so we're working in the driveway out in the, and it's snowing. It's snowing outside, and cold. I don't know how cold it was. Didn't matter to me. I was 16 or 17. No, you know what? It must have been 17. Anyways, my wife, then my girlfriend, was a trooper. I told her, I said, baby, I can't let you, they can't touch the snow. We got to hold these cylinder heads. And you know how long it takes to pull cylinder heads off of an engine. Now, of course, I didn't have her hold them the whole time, but my baby doll, she held them cylinder heads, kept them out of the snow, and protected them for me while I was swapping cylinder heads on my car. So I knew at that moment that she was a keeper. And thank God I married her, because I've been married 42 years now, going on 43. She's been my rock. My son needs to speed up a little bit. Of course, you guys got the golf cart, so don't rip the roof off my golf cart. Jamie said we need to slow down. They're trying to catch up. But yeah, that my wife, the 06 GTO that my nephew Luke's got up at Norwalk this weekend, my wife bought that car brand new. That was her first brand new car. It's a 2006 GTO. Had 17 miles on it whenever we bought that car. I think she don't drive it in the winter, so I think there's only 76 or 78,000 miles on it now. You guys haven't left yet? Holy cow, Jamie and Brandon haven't even left yet. You better get in gear, girl. I know you got a lot of crap. Aunt Dina's got a lot of crap. I got a lot of crap. So, get your butt gear. Let's go. Tell my boy I got the golf cart key. I didn't leave it in the cart. I got it in our stuff that I got brought here. Another sheriff. They're all over out here. 743 at 190 mile an hour. That's pretty impressive for a street car. See, this is the little towns that you go through on 224, and this is, you know, it's not bad. It breaks up the trip, makes it so you don't get sleepy. Little gas station there, little mom and pop gas station. Little fire department. But through here you gotta run like 45. Yeah, this is 40, I'm sorry. Exciting thing, I don't know if you guys son Brandon Johnston and my son-in-law Andrew Jensen to help me through all this and make this a family deal. We just got back from the beach. We were at Myrtle Beach for a couple weeks with our kids, which I absolutely loved. Got to see my grandbabies. My daughter and son-in-law now, they live down in Nashville, Tennessee, so we don't get to see them as much as we'd like. So when we do get to see them, we like to spend as much time with them as we can. gas. I think it gets around 13 miles a gallon.
Station, so we usually stop there and put a few gallons of gas in it. And this thing got still a little over half a tank in it, but you know, like my dad was saying, it may not pick the tank or fuel up because it's got a factory tank on it, no sump, so it's using the factory pickup. It may not pick up fuel if the fuel gets too low. It'll start for fuel. Like there's some really fast cars at track today too. I think well, I know Richard Lyle's there with his 63 Le Mans. He's got a blown engine in that. I don't know the specifics on that thing, but I know it's a beast. And I think Butler's are going to have their car today, and I'm sure Kaufman's have their cars there today, so going to be some fast cars. I think Mike Cooper's there with his Firebird. There's guys that they save their vacation time to go to this event. This is their vacation time. That's how big this event got. We've been going to this event since it started, and I believe it started in 93 or 94. I remember the first one we went to, there was only, I think, 40 or 50 cars. Now I believe there's probably at least 400 race cars, maybe 500 race cars now. And the show car site's probably just as big. Bill Bader and his family, they do such a fantastic job too. This is a phenomenal racetrack. Norwalk Raceway Park is beautiful. They've done a lot of improvements to it. They paved the pits. They tore the track completely out, I believe, last year and redid it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. This car runs on pump gas too. We don't have to run racing fuel in it. But see, this is a cool little town. I love these little towns.
Might not have to buy gas.
What do you got?
It's between a half and 3/4.
Oh shoot, you're good. This thing's getting more and more fuel efficient the more you drive it. Now, that's an Amico now. It used to be a Sunoco. Or at least I think it was, wasn't it?
Amico last year.
Was it Amico last year? I thought it was Sunoco. Down to about $1.60. $370 rear end gear, 3,000 RPM cruise speed, and runs 160 degrees. rough finish on the cylinder wall. And what that does, it generates a lot of heat. Your engines will run hot. I get guys call me all the time wanting to know how to make their engine run cool. And a lot of times, if the thing's tuned properly, because your tune being out of whack will make it run hot too, but if it's tuned properly and has a good cooling system, it's because of the friction on the cylinder wall. It took me a lot of years to perfect the cylinder wall finish that we use now. Pops is not stopping for gas. It says he's got almost 3/4 tank still. That's good. I think it's, I don't know, I believe, what is it, 90 or 100 miles from your house? Yeah, it's a drive. A little bit of a poke. Here for a short time. It's not too far on we don't travel too far on 60, and then we'll pick up 18, which is the road that, or the route Norwalk Raceway parks on, and then we go west. We're gonna have to stick around in the where we go into track down there for a little bit, wait on Jamie and Brandon so they can come in with us. So whenever you pull in there where we go into the gate right there, just pull off to the right. We'll sit there for a minute, wait on them. Dad and I have been racing together. Shoot, I think, I don't know. I can remember when I first wanted to go to the racetrack, my dad asked me why I wanted to go. And then after I started going a little bit, he started going. We got hooked. We've been racing together for, I don't know, 30 plus years. My first car was a 68 Firebird and ran 1360s through the exhaust on DOT tires. I drove it to the track. And then my next car was a 80 Grand Prix that I built, and it was a street car, and it ran 1150s, and I drove it to the track, and it was heavy. That car was real heavy for 80 GP with the Ford 9-inch and the roll cage in it. It weighed like 4,000 pounds, 4,200 pounds. It was heavy. And then I took that driveline out of that, and I put it in an 81 Grand Prix that I lightened up. And that was a street car as well, and that car ran 1020s through the exhaust on DOT tires. We'd put slicks on it, and that car would launch so hard. I had factory rear suspension on it, launched so hard it popped the left rear spring out every pass. It left on, and I'm not exaggerating, and that people were Quaker City taking pictures of this car. They took so many pictures at night, it lit up the staging or the starting line whenever I left, but it left on the right rear tire. If I would have had a good suspension under that car, it was a 9-second street car back then. And that had my Raymer 4 heads on it that I still have, and I'm actually, those are the heads we're going to probably use for the build that my son and I are going to do with the 71 Le Mans. So if I can duplicate that combination I had in my 81 Grand Prix, we might be able to get that Le Mans in the 9s. Because my Grand Prix, my 81 Grand Prix weighed 3680 with me in it. first time I come out this route, I didn't realize 18. Once you seen that sign, it was right here, and I had a race car trailer on the back of the truck. And obviously, you can see we got to come to a stop right here. And I had all wheels locked up. Norwalk's 12 miles away. The racetrack's a little bit before you get to Norwalk, so we must be roughly about 10 miles away. Down through here too, so it's just a real nice ride. I'm sure some of you guys, most of you guys are watching here, probably been to Norwalk Raceway Park. Chuckled. Some rounds today. Biggest thing is try to get the car stage the same every time. That way you can work on getting a good late. This car is deadly consistent, unbelievable. If it's running 1188, it'll run 1188 all day. Now it's kind of cool today, so I don't know what it's going to do, but whatever you put on the window, it'll usually run the number. So it comes down to the driver. Did you hear that, Dad? Yesterday. Okay, good. What'd you gap them at? 50. That's good. It's a pretty low maintenance car. Change your oil, change the only 7-8 miles away now. Said they're there already, so they were ahead of us. We're not too far out. Some of the baddest ponchos on the planet. Make sure and stay tuned in all day because we're going to be going live all day. Super nice drag strip here. Pits are full. Like they're going to be overflowing actually. Just pull over to the right so we're not blocking anybody. That'll be good. Nice looking 68 Le Mans. Looks like an 80 Grand Prix on the trailer there, like you used to race. Or yours an 81, wasn't it? Or no, yours is 80.
Let's see. It started out with 79.
79, okay. Or no, that was a 78 Grand Prix. Because I remember when you bought that car brand new.
Oh, I never raced that one.
That's the one we put 400 in, wasn't it?
Ruthie wrecked that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember we went to the dealer and there was a 78 gold Trans Am there. And I wanted my dad to buy that car in the worst way. Instead, he buys a 78 Grand Prix. What is he thinking? Crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out here in a minute. I'm going to go up. We're waiting on my son to come with the golf cart. So I'm hoping they're going to let us all in here on the pit side. I don't want to have to try to figure out how we're going to get the golf cart in here. But the place is packed, filled clear up to the brim, all the way to the back. I think I'm gonna get out of here for a minute. Yeah, this is Pop's car. It's a neat looking car. '69 Grand Prix out of Texas. Beautiful car. Watch behind me, I don't want to get run over. Bumpers, the chrome was bad on them, so I made a corporate decision for my father to paint them black, and I'm glad we did. It makes the car look a little bit meaner, in my opinion. I like chrome, but the black bumpers on this car just work. There's absolutely no more room. The place is filled. Hey Jamie, where are you guys at right now? People coming in. I had a hotel room. Lake Erie's not far from here either, so some of these people stay up on the lake. They might have a camper up there, or a boat they can sleep on, or cabin or something up there, but we're not far. Oh, another, looks like 06 GTO. Difference between the 06 and the 05 are tail lights. The 06s have clear tail lights, the 05s have a red tail light. The 04s have a single exhaust. The 05 and 06 had dual exhaust. That's just Ask if we'll be able to get in. Alright. Coming up to 94. Alright, you guys are still a little ways out. So, alright, I'm going to walk up here and see if these people are going to let you guys in or not. I hope they do. So, we'll see here in just a minute. Alright, I think I'm going to finish this up right now, guys. We'll be back live again. So, I'm going to turn this off and we'll be back in a little bit. Oh, Andrew just got on here, so I'll leave it on here just a little bit for Andrew. I appreciate you helping us out, Andrew. We definitely need the help. I don't, we're amateurs compared to you. You're a pro. All the people coming in obviously stayed somewhere overnight. I sure hope they'll let us in with a golf cart. Otherwise, I don't know how we get it through the gate on the other side, and I gotta have that cart today. People from all over the country show up to this event. This is the, like I said before, the largest Pontiac event in the country, and it draws people from all across the United States. Gonna see some of the fastest Pontiacs, some of the rarest Pontiacs here too. We're gonna try to get over on the pits or the car show side, and we're gonna get a lot of video over there. They got some really rare Super Duty cars over there, I guess, and we're going to check those out. And some really rare Pontiac engines sitting on display over there. I don't know who's put that display on, but I'm glad they did. That's awesome. We need to keep this going. My brother Paul and Luke, they're already in there. My sister-in-law Dina's with them, and we're gonna meet up with them. Hopefully they got a spot saved for us in the pits up there, and then we're gonna chase down Ed Page and his group, and whoever else we run into. I got lots of customers here. Been building Pontiacs for 42 years, so I have a lot of customers here. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna finish up here. I'm just gonna hit the finish button. I think that's what I got to do to end this, and then we will be going live whenever my son and I get set up when he gets here. So I will see you guys here in a little bit.